I'm like a Jack in the Box.
Oh my god.
But I go down instead of up.
You're like a jacking me off. I mean, in me box. Oh my god! I just rug burn on my back. What the fuck?
I do need a shave, don't I?
Your pubic bone literally just. You bonered me.
And I'm Brittany, and we're the new tribe. We're bringing you the new real.
It is
real
time and raw
and rugged
and time
and rugged
for
Tom
McDonald. Have it your way.
I was gonna say that.
No, you weren't. No, you weren't.
Yes.
What's up, guys? Comment below if you like that intro best. We're gonna land on one of these days. One of these days, we're gonna figure one out, guys. It is that time! Tom McDonald!
Woo!
Dummies! Dummies!
Dummies!
It's been out for a couple days, guys. We had planned on doing a live stream as we have planned with the new drops, but for those of you that have been following the channel, our lives are still out of commission until
next week.
Yeah, hopefully
when MediaCom comes. But usually what happens is they come and the first guy is like level 1.
Yeah.
So they're like, can't do nothing about it. Let me make another call. And sometimes they even have to make another call.
We usually have to call about 3, 4, 5 weeks in a row until they get tired of hearing from us.
It's super frustrating.
And then they come out and fix it. But until then, guys, we can't do the live stream, so we put it on the schedule. We just now got to it. We've had kids still home from school, so it's been one of those deals.
They didn't have the panini sickness, but the way that the policies are working in school now,
you gotta stay home.
Yes, they had literally a cold because we had a little bit of a weather change. Yes, in summertime, that's what happens when you live north. But it gave them a little bit of a cold, and they didn't have it or anything, but they had to stay home for a full 2 weeks.
Yeah, so.
They go back this week, though.
Yeah, I know. We're pumped, guys. We are
pumped.
pumped.
It's like back to school all over again.
Regardless, we are ready to do Tom McDonald Dummies.
I'm so
today.
ready.
We are super pumped, guys. We were just commenting before the before we started recording that we're doing a Tom McDonald song called Dummies, and we are drinking the Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
So, don't blame us. We've drank the Kool-Aid. Guys, before we get into this video, please hit that red button and subscribe.
And ring the bell so you know when we drop that ish that y'all dig.
That's right, guys.
Because we do a variety on here.
We do a lot. Yes, we do a lot.
That's the type of people we are in our real lives. So, of course, that's what showcases on our channel as well, because obviously that's what YouTube is all about.
Yes.
Is showcasing your personal talents, abilities, interests, and putting them into a creative endeavor like, creating a video and filmmaking and stuff like that. And then finding like-minded people like y'all connect with and to enjoy it.
That's right.
Yeah.
So we are going to connect and enjoy this.
Yes,
you ready?
I'm so ready.
Let's do it. Bam.
I'm sure it will piss some people off, but I mean, don't we all? don't all the greats?
All right, Hog family.
Hangover gang.
That's right, guys. We know that it has been a minute since we have dug into some Tom. We did a couple Nova tracks, stuff like that. We are still doing Tom McDonald. We got one of his old school joints coming up next, so look out for that this week. But for now,
we're ready.
Yeah, for now, Dummies is the one that's out, and Dummies is the one that's getting done.
Well, hell, he put out a video last week, didn't he?
No, he goes like every other week, every other Friday.
Usually, but I think it was a week since our last live that we did with his brainwash. So a week and whatever. But I mean, he's putting in the work, so it's kind of hard to get on the old stuff when he's putting getting so much new stuff out.
absolutely.
Not complaining though.
Nope,
We love it.
We love it. All right, let's do this, guys. This is
Yes.
Tom McDonald.
Dummies.
I love the earth, but I don't really want to save it. Everything is sexist, homophobic, or it's racist. When life gives us lemons, we're supposed to want to change it. But my generation rather take some pills than escape it.
Oh
Man, he just went in, man.
yep.
Tom just going in.
Oh,
I love it.
And I seen a post of his on the community tab where he was showing how small that hallway really was. They built
really?
that. They built that and painted it in
Really?
just the last couple of weeks. Yeah, since the last video.
To do
And
this video,
literally, it was like so small, but it's crazy how big they make it look on the video.
That's awesome.
That
That
is
just
so
shows that just
awesome.
shows their talent with filmmaking. I have yet to see another artist be this creative and this talented
Yes.
with
And
their
resourceful.
videos. Well, that's what I mean with their
Resourceful.
videos. That they're not doing this big production
This big
stuff
set.
with
They create their
I say big
sets.
production because they do big productions, but they do
Yes.
it without the big production budget and
Yes,
team.
the sets.
And that shit
Yes.
is fucking it's impressive, guys.
Well, that just shows that if you really put your mind to it, you can really learn anything. And yes, some people are going to be super just naturally talented
Yeah.
at things. But if you really want something, you can go out there and get it. You can learn it.
Yeah.
You can educate yourself. You can become it and then create it in your own niche, in your own way. And that's what makes people great.
Yeah. So he's already going in on his generation and
Yep.
the drugs
Yep.
and
He's
how they
32.
would
That's
rather
my generation.
exactly how they
Okay.
would rather take the that kind of
Easy-
stuff and the easy way
road,
out. And,
yep.
yeah. So I can already tell where this is going, and I can already tell I'm gonna agree with Tom. So
I love how
let's-
they did this hallway too.
I know,
Come design my house. I
I'm feeling
totally
it.
dig this.
I would rock that hallway.
I don't really want to save it. Everything is sexist, homophobic, or it's racist. When life gives us lemons, we're supposed to want to change it. But my generation rather take some pills than escape it. Say that I'm transphobic if you wanna, but one day I'll be a father. And I really hope my son don't grow up to be my daughter. I ain't trying to hurt your feelings, skin should be a little thicker. That's the problem, being honest, got them triggered. The kids are
Ooh,
Hey,
okay.
listen.
Okay.
That's one thing that I don't agree with Tom on. I don't know if he was saying that was his stance, or if he was.
Yeah.
I'd have to rewind it and play it, or if he was looking at it from somebody else's
Yes.
point of view.
And if he says that, then they're automatically that phobic,
Right,
way.
right.
Even though they're
Just-
not, that's just their opinion on the
Right.
stance.
The way I look at it, and the way my wife looks at it, is we don't have any kind of, if somebody let them be what
we
they
don't
want
have
to be.
any pre-expectations on what our children are supposed
Absolutely,
to
just-
be. They are not our possessions.
They can do what they need
Yes.
to, let
We
them
are-
be who they want to
we
be.
are
We
here to
support
guide
them.
them.
We support them
Yes.
as long as they're not
Good
hurting
humans.
nobody else, as long as they're being a good person. But we also look at it like we don't expect other people to believe the same way.
No.
We don't. If you're completely opposite, hey man, more power to you. We love the fact that you've got morals or that you've got an opinion and stand behind it. It doesn't piss us off that somebody else believes something different.
We ain't got time to worry about what other people are believing in because we're too busy evolving and leveling up in life ourselves and
Yeah.
being those guides for our
Absolutely.
children to be the best humans that they can be.
Let me listen to this one more time, guys. I want to hear it one more time. Let me see how he's coming out at that topic.
I'm transphobic if you wanna, but one day I'll be a father. Take some pills and escape it. Say that I'm transphobic if you wanna, but one day I'll be a father. And I really hope my son don't grow up to be my daughter. I ain't trying to hurt your feelings, skin should be a little thicker. That's the problem, being honest, got them triggered. The kids are getting weaker cause they're shuffling.
And so
Okay.
that's basically
his
what he's
opinion.
saying. And hey,
And that's fine.
that's okay that
Yes.
he believes that, or that he would
Yes.
hope that. And that doesn't
mean,
mean that he's phobic of
No,
it.
does that
just
mean-
means that he doesn't, he hopes his son
Yes.
remains his son.
Yes.
And if some people want to say that is phobia or whatever, they have a right to their opinion as well.
That's
It
their
just-
own life. And
Yeah.
that's how their life transfolds, so they can want what they want for their own life and believe what they want in their own life.
Absolutely.
Would people prefer them to lie?
Absolutely.
You know what I
And
mean? Like, if they were talking about other people, Now that would be different.
Yeah.
If they hated other people like that outside of their life, that would be
That's
different.
different. If they say that it's wrong,
If they let it consume
or that
them.
other people,
Yes.
shouldn't be doing that, that's when the phobia comes in,
Yes.
and the people that are trying to push morals and beliefs and stuff on other people, which we don't agree with here.
No.
We think everybody should be free to feel, express, say as they are, as long as they're not hurting anybody else, and they're healthy, within themselves as well.
Everybody has their own perceptions in life, and a lot of it stems from generational stuff for
Yeah.
years and years in history. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so
And whether
everybody's not going to think exactly the same, and
No.
that's not necessarily their fault. That's their reality, and everybody's reality is going to be different.
And
That's the
everybody-
beauty
exactly.
of this human experience.
Absolutely. And I think what Tom's whole point is with saying that isn't to focus necessarily on the fact that he hopes his son remains his son one day and not turn into his daughter. I think it's more he's focusing on the fact that him saying that triggers people
Yes.
and makes them want to call him names and say that he's something that he's not because he has his own beliefs or opinion on his own family life or whatever.
Yep.
And I think that's what he's kind of focusing
too.
on, and I do agree with that.
I do too, because as a
I do
parent,
agree with that.
I can say this 100%. I thought I would be this way and that way, and a lot of it was because of how I was raised too. But as you grow and once you become a parent, and you see that each child is so unique and different, you realize that your parenting kind of flows, your parenting style flows with each child.
Yes.
And it's not necessarily about like such structure that you think, with your beliefs and your values. A lot of times children can make you see the world differently and make you want to be better. So your beliefs and values will change.
Yeah. One thing I do want to touch on before we keep going, guys, is I'm loving their use of colors
I
in this.
love
It's got like
it.
that 80s vibe,
Yeah.
almost like that neon, like hot pink, hot, all those, like, look at the
They
lights
might
up at the top
They might
there.
be actually going for a 90s vibe. I think that this is kind of like 90s, you know what I mean? Because he's saying his generation, well, we grew up in the 90s.
That would be the 90s, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, for me and my vibe, I grew up in the 90s, 80s as well, 80s and 90s.
Well, he was born in
But,
88, and
yeah.
I was born in 90. So
Yeah.
we're on that.
Yeah.
They kind of mash a little
So,
bit.
but regardless, I'm loving the I'm loving the
Yes.
vibe of the color.
The kids are getting weaker cause they're sheltered by society. Pumpkin spice Ativan for seasonal anxiety. Wokeness has become a way to bully non-violently and cancel everyone without improving on the life we lead. Without the
Hey man, the guys pushing truth like always.
Yeah.
Like
and
always.
cancel everyone without improving on the life we lead. Wokeness has become a way to bully non-violently and cancel everyone without improving on the life we lead. Ativan for
he's
seasonal
saying-
anxiety. Wokeness has become a way to bully non-violently and cancel everyone without improving on the life we lead.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what he's saying, and I get it. He's saying kids are getting weaker
Yep.
because they're sheltered by society. They're,
Yep.
this whole don't offend nobody, don't
Yep.
hurt his feelings, this and that is making kids weaker, and I
Making
agree with
everyone
that.
pussies.
I agree with that 100%, man.
We
The
talk
guy
about
treats-
that all the time.
He speaks truth,
There has to be a little bit of a balance.
There has to be
for
a balance.
us to get better. We can't go to the other extreme. Like we have some, people that have issues with him talking about pro-woman.
Yeah.
And
Because I am.
Yes, but that doesn't mean he's pro all woman.
No, that doesn't mean I'm
and
a
that
feminist.
he's a feminist.
That doesn't mean that I'm
No.
anti-male.
No, he's
and
not to the extreme. He understands that different circumstances call for different things.
I'm so pro-woman
Yes.
that it makes me be more pro-male because I think that the man should
We're pro-human. Pro-people.
be a man and respect everyone, especially their women and the women in society, because if we be honest and we are pro-human and we look at it, that's a precious resource, and people in general, especially women, in my opinion, should be respected.
Yes. And what he's saying is if there's a balance there. There has to be a balance, and there's been such a hyper masculinity, and women have been oppressed for so long that if the men, kind of, balanced it out a little bit, then maybe women wouldn't do such things that men hate that women do.
Well,
And vice versa, honestly.
Yeah,
It
I
works
mean,
the same way. There has to be both
the way
yin and yang
yes,
for
and
it to work.
The way I look at it, and she got it right mostly, but what I'm saying is it doesn't really matter what somebody else is doing or what you believe as far as somebody else goes, because it's somebody else.
Yes.
You know what I mean? If it bothers you that much, then remove yourself from that person and that situation and move on. You know, you can't lump all women in one pot because one
was a
you know
turd.
did something bad. You know,
One was a
one
bad apple.
stabbed you in the back
Yeah.
or, you know, screwed your dad or whatever the situation is. You can't lump them all into one
And that's a
category
projection.
for that.
That's
You know
they're
what I mean?
projecting their
So,
pain onto a whole group of
Right.
people, and that's the problem with a lot of these phobias per se.
Yeah.
Is it's because they're projecting their own self-hate and their pain that they've been through because of, you know, a female or
Yeah.
something like that, and now they feel like they have to project that out into the world on
is-
everyone that they, you know, proclaim is that.
Which is the same with what Tom's talking
Yep.
about in the bullying and the kids being soft these days.
Yep.
Is it is a opinion of society, and what's going on is you get the cancel culture together. You get these groups and this
you
you know
don't
this,
say no to children,
right,
like,
and you get these
what?
movements like, if you know, you can't stand against a movement that's anti-bully because that makes you think that bullying, so you support bullying. No, it doesn't have to be black or white like that.
There's a lot of gray.
I'm 100% against bullies. I grew up taking care of the weaker. You know, I stuck up for the kids that got stuffed in trash cans, and I was the one fighting the bullies, you know, and stuff like that. But I was also the one that was helping these other kids learn to stand on their own feet and stick up for themselves and stand on their own feet for themselves, because
they're
bullies
not gonna always have you.
bullies in general are just looking for that easy target.
And you're going to see them all through life.
Right, and if
in
you
many
are
different phases.
able to stand up for yourself and not be, like what Tom's saying, soft and, you know, and that sort of thing, then, you know, you can, in a sense,
You
curb
can survive.
it. You're never going to be able to
Yes.
stop it completely,
No.
especially by sheltering kids, and that's what Tom's getting at.
You have to realize it's a projection from within them, and they're trying to steal your shine. Don't let that happen. You win by not letting that happen and
That's right.
saying, fuck you, by ignoring them and
right.
just living your best life.
Don't feed the trolls, everybody.
Non-violently and cancel everyone without improving on the life we lead. Without the white, there's no black. Without the straight, there's no gay. Without the men, there's no women. Without the night, there's no day. Without the idiots, we couldn't laugh at them when they fall. So maybe we need them after all.
That's exactly right,
We
guys.
literally were just
That's
talking
exactly
about
what we
the
were talking
balance.
about. You
We
gotta
were just
have
talking
you
about
gotta have the balance. There's always gonna be nighttime. There's always gonna be day. There's always gonna be black and white.
Positive,
Honestly,
negative,
It just
yes.
is what it is, and
It
if-
balances each out once you really get into that mindset and you stop trying to fight against one or the other.
And that's what he's saying.
And
what
you
he's
just
saying
worry
is
about yourself and
if-
balancing yourself out.
if people would just realize that it's not that you just can't go out there and change something,
No.
you know, that is somebody else, that has to do with somebody else, just because you don't want, because
Yes.
you don't like
Well,
it.
people will fight against that more than anything.
Absolutely.
You can't come at somebody with an attack because they're going to automatically be on 100
Absolutely.
like you.
Now let me, because I know I'm going to get comments on this, and somebody's going to go after me and talk about it. But I'm not saying that you can't go out there and change something
No.
that's wrong, because you
No.
know, like I said, I am pro affirmative action. I'm pro,
Yep.
you know, woman. I understand that. Those people had to get together
Yep.
and make a stand and make a movement to change that. I get that, and I support that, because if something's wrong, what we stand for is if it's not hurting somebody else,
Yes.
and if it's not holding somebody else down or affecting somebody else, if it's just somebody doing them,
Yep.
then, you know, it is what it is. Leave
Yep.
them be. That's what we're standing for.
Yes.
I wanted to clear that up, because I
Yes.
knew I was going to get comments talking
Yes.
about, oh, people can't, you know, get together and change racism and change
Right.
this. Of course we can.
Yes.
We need to unite and focus
Yes.
on that kind of stuff.
That's the problem,
What we're
though.
talking about is not worrying
Yes.
about whether he's sleeping with a guy or a girl
Yes.
or something like
Mind
that.
your business.
Exactly.
You should be so busy trying to level yourself up in life and become a better person that you don't have time to think about other people like that.
Exactly.
You can worry about what's going on in the world without worrying about individuals and what they're doing.
Exactly.
Yes, and you can be pro-collective, rise up humanity, but hate cannot change hate. Only love can do that.
Absolutely.
Without the idiots, we couldn't laugh at them when they fall. So maybe we need them after all.
Beat is dope.
Ain't nobody dumber than y'all. Ain't nobody dumber than y'all. I guess you love to be wrong. You don't have the guts of the ball.
Hell yeah.
Dum 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 diddy dum 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 diddy dum. I love the earth, but I don't really want to save.
That shit was dope.
Yes.
Now the 808 is slamming in here, guys. If you ain't heard this song in headphones, listen to it. Especially if you got big bass headphones. And when we talk about the hip hop side of this song, he really kind of went like that old school, like early 90s type of, vibe. He had that 808 slamming,
I'm telling you,
the whistles in the background, the horns and shit.
I think he's going with the 90s style here too, like with the furry stuff on the walls. That was a big thing, like in the hair things and stuff in the 90s. Britney Spears and all.
It was, it's awesome. Guys, the reason Tom is because he's not afraid to get out there and put it like it is.
He gives no fucks.
It's put it like it is.
Yes.
And like it is doesn't mean that
it's hurting somebody else.
Exactly. I doubt Tom's going out running around talking about, if you don't believe this, then then you're going to die and go to hell, or whatever the case is. Tom is blatantly saying in this message that y'all are perpetuating all of this hamster wheel shit and this fighting and stuff like that, because you're literally doing the stuff that they want us to do, as far as separating each other. We're dividing ourselves by sex, dividing ourselves by religion, by race, all the stuff that they want us to. We're out here fighting each other, and then we're taking it even further, like he's touching on with the bullying and the sheltering the kids, and everybody's getting so sensitive. And now he says something, so everybody's triggered. Why everybody got to be mad at Tom when all he's doing is speaking his opinion? That is us proving a point.
Yes, especially when these people that say that shit are the ones that think that their opinions are the most important.
Exactly.
And that theirs can be heard and needs to be heard because it's facts.
Exactly.
That's how they act.
Exactly.
But yet Tom can't say his.
If I call you dumb, that doesn't mean that you're dumb. That means that my opinion of you is you're dumb.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all that means. Of course, I'm not going to necessarily do that unless you really, deserve it and you want my opinion. But what she's saying is, and what we believe is people's opinions are opinions, and if they want to express them, they should be able to express them as long as it's not going out deliberately hurting or attacking somebody and individuals instead, or groups and stuff like that. Now, it's okay to be outspoken and stand against something, but we are adults and we are all humans, and it's time that we all start acting like we got a little bit of maturity.
Yeah, a little bit of sense.
There ain't no sense in going out there and fighting over something that could just be hey, we're going to agree to disagree and let's move on. Now, when it comes to the important shit, like I said, like the real important shit, like racism and stuff like that, hey, we're right there with y'all. We'll stand and fight against it tooth and nail.
But we're never going to get over it if we're fighting against each other.
Each other in the same time. And
because that's racism on both sides, guys.
I think that's what he's getting at as far as these mini subjects go in the middle of it, because, when we're chasing our tails with all of this stuff and the big stuff, it looks like a big ass mosh pit of dummies. And that's what he's saying. Looks like a big ass mosh pit of dummies.
It's like in elementary school, well, he did it, so I can do it too.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And it's just like, oh my gosh, that could go on forever and ever and ever and never change anything, and just escalate into something that literally just kills your brain cells.
Absolutely.
And turns you into dummies.
Dum 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 diddy dum 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 I love the earth, but I don't really wanna save it. Everyone's obsessed with making stupid people famous. If a white boy raps, then it's called appropriation. But Beyonce dyes her hair blonde and people say she slayed it. Everybody's outraged, everybody's mad. Our solutions to the issues don't make no sense. If stairs are the problem, we build wheelchair ramps. We don't cancel feet or persecute the people with legs.
Hey, you know, hey, I let it roll through there because we could stop every bar with Tom. We could literally stop every single bar and give
he talks about important stuff.
Give our opinions on it, and 99% of the time we are agreeing with what he's saying. And if we don't necessarily agree with his point of view, we agree with his overall picture and the overall point of what he's saying. Like what he just said about we don't cancel or come after people with legs because, you know, we build wheelchair ramps and let the other people get their part of going up. You know, we don't say, hey, you know, you can't go up because I can't go up. You know, and that's literally what he's been spitting the whole picture in this whole song so far.
I wouldn't be surprised if it gets to that point with how this world is going, though.
Yes,
we're
guys,
literally not going forward, we're going back.
It's very true.
Everybody's mad, our solutions to the issues don't make no sense. If stairs are the problem, we build wheelchair ramps. We don't cancel feet or persecute the people with legs. The feminists who started the movement would be ashamed of so many things. They fought so you could vote, I show your butthole on OnlyFans. I'm not a bad person because you don't like what I say. Call me homophobic just because I think straight. I love people even though we disagree. I wish we could get Wi-Fi signals from a tree. Then everyone would plant them and we'd probably save the planet for
I'm gonna rewind that. I love people even though we disagree.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying?
I love that. And I love how he said, I'm not homophobic just because I think straight.
Exactly.
That's a fucking bar.
That's a bar right there.
And I love how he's talking about, I wish Wi-Fi came out of a tree because then maybe we'd plant the motherfuckers and stop cutting them down.
Yeah.
Because that's how we breathe.
That's very, very true. You know, it's like we said, we could pause every bar on Tom. Tom, we love it whenever Tom drops shit because you guys, we're
passionate about
We're
this
passionate,
stuff.
and what's fucked up about the whole thing is we're new on to Tom.
Yeah.
You guys know when we got on the Tom train. You know what I mean? And we're just glad that we have and that we can share this journey the rest of the way with him and look at the rest of his work because regardless,
we're like kindred spirits.
Exactly. Regardless of whether we agree with somebody and or anybody else, just like he says, you know, he still loves people even though he doesn't, you know, agree with them.
Yes,
it's just,
that's why he's doing what he's doing. He's wanting to trigger people so people maybe start to think.
We'll open their minds a little bit. Stop being so dumb, dummy.
Yes.
Free. Too bad we only need him to breathe.
Yep.
True.
Ain't nobody dumber than y'all. Ain't nobody dumber than y'all. I guess you love to be wrong. Or you don't have the guts of the balls. Dum 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 diddy dum 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 diddy dum. I love the earth, but I don't really want to save it. Classifying people by their sex and race degrades them, but we still say straight white males are the worst of our population. Guess the labels are okay if they're Caucasian. Our kids are living in their rooms, I swear we barely ever see them. Go outside sometime, there's fresh air you could be breathing. Put your phones down, play sports, do something illegal. Go and meet your families, they're probably nice people.
Oh shit, he went there. He went there.
We preach this shit all the time. The way that we raise our children.
Yes.
And this is something that I do think that other people should be encouraged by is get your kids outside.
Outside.
Yes.
We are out. We are
Not
outdoor
just your kids.
people.
You get outside too.
Absolutely.
Nature heals.
We do it by setting examples.
Yes.
We get free time. We get spare time. We like to go on hikes. We go fishing. We go camping. We go on walks. Me and her walk probably 6-7 times a day, at least a mile at a time, period, because we like being outside. We got our kids a trampoline to encourage them to be outside. Now, I am a gamer. I don't have a whole lot of time for games anymore, but I grew up playing games. There has to be a balance. I encourage my kids to play games. I play with them and stuff like that, but it's a fine line letting them sit in that room and be babysat by a game console.
Well, you don't know what they're watching.
Well, I tell you what, guys, and people are worried about YouTube, and people are worried about video games and stuff and what's on them, that's not what they should be worried about. They should be worried about the toxic shit that's in them headphones when they're playing those games. Because some of the shit that I hear these kids saying, and not even kids, actually honestly adults on there saying to other kids while they're playing, that's the poison whenever it comes to that shit.
Oh yeah, he's had to get on there and threaten to
go
whoop
after
some ass.
and go after people because they're on there like grown ass adults talking to 8-year-olds, cussing them out and shit like that.
They were doing it when our son was 4.
So it's just one of those things where, you know, there's a balance in life, and like he said, you know, spend time with your family, spend time outdoors.
Nice
there's fresh air out there, you can breathe it. Like it's
adults too need to put their phones down. They need to put
disconnect a little bit.
Yes, disconnect. We literally go on cleanses, and that's why you guys might not see us for a couple days, because we truly are present in our day, in our life, whatever we do. We're present with y'all here. We're present when we work. We're present when we sleep. We're present. We're just present.
And we can get caught up in it. And that's why we do have to go on cleanses sometimes, because we can get caught up, especially with
that's what they want.
With how much love we put into this channel and stuff like that. Like
it's a lot of work.
I can put, you know, on days off that I have, I can find myself down here 12 hours a day, you know, editing, recording, stuff like that. And that's fine to do that and to put that passion in it, as long as you can balance it out and keep that, you know, keep that other side just as happy. So we're feeling Tom on that point too.
Foresee them, go outside sometime. There's fresh air you could be breathing. Put your phones down, play sports, do something illegal. Go and meet your families. They're probably nice people. These days you're a Nazi if you don't hate the police. They say that white folks think all Asian people are Chinese. I'm sorry, what kind of white people you mean? English, Scottish, German, Swedish, or Greek? And Black Lives Matter was problematic. It excludes anyone without the pigment. It's automatic. I understand all the reasons it happened, but including all humans is the actual answer.
I understand what he's saying there.
I understand both sides of this.
I understand what he's saying there.
I do.
But like I said, I'm pro movement,
Yeah.
and I understand the Black Lives Matter movement.
Let them have their moment.
As far as
Yes.
the good side of it. Now there can be extremists on every movement.
We talked about that earlier.
I don't approve of the extremists and the rioting and shit like that. I get the frustration, and I understand why some people would want to riot over certain things. I get that. I empathize with that.
That's just going to damage your personal life.
But as far as the BLM movement, I get it, you know, and I don't disagree with them being able to get together and push that point out there. I support that. Period. 100%. It's like what somebody else said. I can't remember where we heard it from. But if somebody says Black Lives Matter and then you jump up and you're like, all lives matter.
Wolf.
Yeah, that's right. And then it says all lives matter. All you're doing is blocking their movement with your movement.
Yeah,
you're
blocking
saying,
their message.
You're saying that their message isn't important, so because yours is more important with all lives matter. BLM.
They're not trying to say that no lives other than theirs matter. They're just trying to say because of what has happened with the cop shootings and stuff like that.
And
that
the
Black
oppression that they had to deal with. Absolutely.
Yes.
So we like I said, people can believe what they want to believe. I'm not hating anybody for their beliefs as far as that goes. Now, if you're a racist or if you're, you're anti-gay and stuff like if you hate people because of their decisions that they make when it's just for themselves, I am against you for that.
Or you hate them just by how they were born.
There's no no reason that you should hate somebody based on the decisions they make.
That's some self-hate shit.
Absolutely.
You need to look within and get some therapy.
Absolutely. But guys, we need to let people
be
people.
Yes,
let movement.
That's the beauty of it.
Obviously, if you got people out there busting in, rioting or killing people or beating up white people because they don't. That's obviously lock them up.
There's still nothing we can do about it, though.
That's not right. That's not right either.
No.
But the overall message, you know what I mean, is a good message, and they need to be able to have their time to express that as well.
Like I said earlier, hate cannot change hate.
Absolutely.
Only love can do that. Only
Absolutely.
light can do that. So you need to counteract it with love and light. The whole I'll pray for you in the religious scheme of things. Yes, I know a lot of people are condescending with that and they don't really mean it. But the whole message behind that is I'm going to walk away and I'm not going to lower myself to your level.
Right.
I see the big picture that's going on here. I'm not going to let it affect me, my health, my decisions in life, and where I'm going to, you know, where I'm leveling up to, because that's just going to hold you back. It's a waste of time.
Absolutely.
It's a waste of freaking time, and you'll get caught up in it and not even realize it, and then you're just as bad as that person.
Absolutely. What
because
we need
you
to
went
worry
down to their
about,
level.
what we need to worry about expressing is more love instead of telling people they're wrong for believing this, you're wrong for believing that. Just start trying to support each other a little bit. You know what I mean? Just express a little bit of love. You know, you're a human being. You know, like Tom MacDonald, man. I love the fact that you're passionate about your beliefs. I love the fact that you're passionate about your art. I love how good you are at what you're doing. You know, exactly the same as somebody else. You know, I'm pro-human, period. And I think that that's how everybody should be, man. I really do.
I love you.
I love you.
It's automatic. I understand all the reasons it happened, but including all humans is the actual answer.
Oh no. Ain't nobody dumber than y'all. Ain't nobody dumber than y'all. I guess you love to be wrong, or you don't have the guts of the balls. Dum 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 diddy dum 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 diddy dum dum.
2 new albums.
2 new albums.
September 3rd.
Oh, shit.
Oh my gosh.
Hell
High
yeah.
fives to y'all.
Hell yeah, man. That's what I'm talking about.
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Hog family. You guys, it is time for Bar of the Day.
Hashtag BOTD.
That's right, guys. Hey, we're going to do something a little bit different on this one, guys. Normally, we would do Bar of the Day, where I, myself, and my beautiful wife pick our favorite bars. We tell you what they are and why. And then you guys go to the comment section with the
Hashtag BOTD.
Hashtag BOTD and let us know what yours are and why. You're still doing that.
Yep.
Because we want to hear yours. But guys, we
basically already did.
Yeah, we kind of touched on what our favorite bars were. This whole track
Yeah.
is important.
We stopped a lot more than we even usually
Than we normally do. So we're going to
Yes.
kind of cut our official Bar of the Day out because we did stop more and we expressed more of our opinion throughout the video because it's already so long.
But we can't wait to hear y'all's.
But we want to hear you
We
guys.
are
you
so
know?
intrigued to hear it and,
Absolutely.
and conversate with you guys
Absolutely.
about it. And remember, guys, because of how this song, you know, what it covers,
Yes.
we can all be friends.
Don't be a dummy.
Yes.
Like Tom says.
Exactly.
You know, just because you don't agree. If you don't agree, just explain
Yes.
to us why you don't agree with us or why you
Yes.
don't agree with Tom and that sort of thing. We don't hate anybody for their opinion, guys,
No.
but we love discussions. If you want to
Yes.
discuss it, we'd be more than happy to do that as long as everybody can do it like adults.
Yes, and you
Now-
don't have to go and be disrespectful to the
Others.
people in our comments either.
Absolutely.
Yes, make sure you guys are being respectful.
Absolutely.
And remember, you can agree to disagree. And we
That's
can
it.
all still
Very
be
easily.
friends.
Very
we can
easily.
Be friends
That's
and
right.
sing kumbaya.
That's right. But the only way we're not going to be friends is if you guys don't hit that red button.
Yeah, it's about time. I mean, it's
Just hit the
about
button.
time.
Just hit the
And
damn button.
Ring the bell so you know when we drop that ish y'all like.
That's real. That's as simple as that,
Because
guys.
we understand that everything's not for everybody.
It's not.
We get that.
But the good thing about us is we love taking suggestions. So if you guys got something that you want to hear from us, you guys can hit us up in the comment section. Let us know what artist, let us know what song, what video, or you guys can even reach out to us at Official New Tribe.
At gmail.com.
That's right. The link is always in the description, or at least the email address is always in the description. You guys can hit us up there. You can send us your bar of the day there. You can send us your suggestions.
If you just want to chat.
Yeah.
If you got some heavy shit on your chest and you want to chat, just hit us up.
Absolutely, guys. We will do our best to get back to you as quick as possible. We get a lot of comments these days, guys. We found the more and more that you start growing, the harder it is to reach everybody. So we do our best. Maybe one day, if we're able to do this full time, we'll be able to get to everybody. But right now, guys, we're trying. We're trying our hardest. So
we still try to read as much as we possibly can.
absolutely, absolutely. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, before we leave this video, we are going to take the time to tell you that you are important.
And and you are beautiful and you are loved. Get out there and do something that's all about you today, not about
Absolutely.
the titles that society puts on you or that you put on yourself even.
That's right.
Get out and do something that is all internally something that you love.
Absolutely. Dummies.
Yes.
We love you guys too.
Yes. We'll
we're-
pray for you.
We're out here. We're literally out here trying to get you guys, to drop that knowledge on
Yeah.
you. That way you can be a part of the club, and you don't
Yes.
have to be one of the dummies out there with no
Exactly.
hair while Tom's all up in your ear and shit like that. You know
This
what I
is
mean?
all love. And what Tom is doing is actually all
It's
love,
all
as,
love
well.
as well.
He
You're-
just knows that the controversy is what's going to
And
trigger
he knows
people.
that that's how you get people to listen, and
Yeah.
I give him his props. the
Yes,
fact
good
that
Tom.
he can drag around those gigantic nuts is very impressive. And hey man, I'm impressed by your nuts. It is what it is.
Yep.
But guys, make sure at the very least you make every day count.
Yes, that's what we're supposed to do here
Yes,
on
you-
this life. It's precious.
You never know when it's going to be your last. We see stories all the time of people, just getting nixed out for no reason, or people, passing away, getting in wrecks. You just never know.
Especially with what's going on in the
Yes,
world today.
You never know. So just make every day count. Try to do something that you love. Be with people that you love. Try to think more positive and stop worrying about so much negative stuff. Let's just
Yes.
try to be more positive,
It's a
guys.
waste of space. It's a waste of time. Get out there and enjoy your life. Get out there and explore. Life is an adventure,
right.
guys. And make sure that your adventure is something that's worth looking back on and being
Right.
proud of.
That's right.
Yes.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are out of here. We thank you for spending this time with us.
Love y'all.
Tom's always fun. It's
Yeah.
always a good discussion. Every time
Woo-hoo.
Tom drops,
Yep.
we look forward to the comments. We look forward to the premieres.
Yep.
We look forward to all of it because we love the discussion. We love the importance of the
Yes.
issues. So that's all we've got for you today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you all get your asses right back here tomorrow night because it's going to be just as
Real. Peace, guys.